All right. Welcome back in. Um, we are live, I think, now with an actual with yep, I hear the volume. We're there. We are this is the take two of episode 22 of Cruising Family. I am Nick.
And I'm Cheryl.
We did all of this before. We're not going to roll all of the other stuff, but I do want to come back on and I want to talk a little bit about um, my shout out that I was doing before. So if you're hanging in there with us, you're back on with us. Thanks so much for coming back and saying hey. I did want to give a shout out because uh, our first membership group, and they gave us a whole bunch of swag, all sorts of stuff for their channel. You can see there, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Carnival Cruise Addicts sent us a mug. They sent us a koozie.
Wrong
That's the
side.
backside. That's really awkward, right? You don't want to see the backside. It's just blank, guys. But the front side has their logo. Chris and Liz do an awesome job.
Yeah, thanks guys for sending stuff. Super nice.
Straight from the yak's mouth. He breaks down what Johnny Heald has to say, lets everybody know without having to go and read all of the comments. You're welcome to go and read all those comments too. But Chris and Liz are awesome. So thank you guys so much for sending us stickers, magnets, business card, and even you guys even sent us out a personalized letter just saying thank you so much. You guys really went above and beyond, and we really appreciate your
Support.
decision to support.
Yeah.
So, and there are lots of ways to support us. We are both career people. We both have careers outside of doing videos. This is a lot of my hobby. My wife is very energetic, and I finally have talked her into coming in and talking. But she's more the talker than I am. So
People meet us in real life on the cruise ships and they're like, but Nick's the one that's really energetic. And I'm like, not in real life.
that's okay. I like to say that I am a social introvert. Social introverts are difficult for people to understand because we don't behave like other introverts, but that's okay. And we would love, like, we really appreciate uh, Carnival Cruise Addicts for supporting us. We do have membership on our channel. If you want to support us, that's okay. If you don't want to go on and get a membership, we're going to give you the same treatment. And we really love that kind of support. And coming to our channel, we do have some cool little trinkets that you can purchase items. Probably be sending this out to members, showing their support. But hey there, Bill. Thank you so much for coming in. I actually do have a microphone. Thanks for hopping back on. You are awesome. And we were just giving a shout out there to the Carnival Cruise Addicts. They were our first members of our channel. So, but today we're going to be talking a little bit about some tips. We're going to be talking a little bit about cruise itinerary, and we'd love to get into the conversation. I know, Bill, you have lots of information. You know lots of things about cruises. So we'll head and jump right into those cruise tips.
All right. So today we wanted to talk about packing. So if you're packing, we have 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a partridge in a pear tree. So when we're packing for a trip, it can be chaotic. What I like to do is we have this big, huge dining room table, and I tell all the kids, okay, bring me your clothes, outfits. If we're going on 7-day, 14-day, whatever, however many days we're gone, they bring me everything from their undergarments to their outfits, to their socks, swimsuits, snorkel gear, all of that. And then I should have brought them on the show with us today, but we have these packing cubes and they're color coordinated per person. So each of our daughters has their own color. My son has his, and then mom and dad have ours. We roll everything very military like, and then we pack it into the packing cubes. Usually I do an entire outfit for the day. So the kids don't have to make a choice on what they want to wear because Lord knows that can take a while on a cruise ship. And when you want to get out,
I'm not sure. Can you hear us still?
Bill, we're coming to you live. Can you hear us or are we frozen?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. So what I like to do is roll all of their clothes for the entire day with undergarments, shirt, shorts, or pants, whatever they're wearing, so that on the cruise ship that day, we just grab and go. There's no decision of what they're going to wear. There's no conversation. And then for formal night, I have all of those separated in different packing cubes. So that makes traveling so much easier. They can still be in charge of picking out their outfits and all that, but I can roll it and prep it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So
It also really helps inside the room when it comes down to us like keeping things organized, especially like on our last cruise, we had 5 in one cabin, and having everybody kind of have their kind of drawers there that are those packing cubes. It's like a big space saver for a family of 5. So
yeah,
um,
is our picture frozen?
yeah, our picture's frozen. We're gonna roll with it. I don't know. I think my DJI is having a little bit of issues. Maybe either the connection cord, something. I don't know.
But at least you guys can hear us.
You can hear
So
us.
sorry for the weird looks we might have on our face. The other thing I was going to say is to Nick's point, as you throw those packing cubes up, it also makes it easier to pack on the way home because any clean clothes you have can just go into separate packing cubes. So that way you don't have to wash all of those clothes. Although I will admit it, I typically end up washing everything anyways, just because it's been through an airport and in a luggage. I don't know why we separate those now that I say that, because I end up washing everything.
I'm not sure.
But we do love the packing cube. So highly recommend that as a tip for packing. When you're packing for the Caribbean, I always pack kind of at least one of everything because the nights may get a little cooler on the water. You may want like just a little pullover sweatshirt or sweater. And then obviously I always do at least 2 swimsuits per person, just because if one's still drying, another one's ready to go. We tend to live in our swimsuits on the cruises. So
Yeah.
just a little tip for that.
And if you have little ones, or big ones, I'm a big one. You want to make sure that you do have something that kind of like goes along the cover up part. We have a pool in our backyard. Our kids sometimes will take liberties with the clothing the clothing requirement, but you want to make sure, especially with family, you want to make sure that those kids are like, yeah, we're gonna stay decent when we go to the Windjammer or the marketplace on Carnival.
Staying cool, man.
Stay cool. I'm gonna be talking about staying cool here. I know that there are lots of different ways. Jumping into that pool is the first great tip. Start off the day, get into the pool. Getting a large hat that you can get wet and put it on your head. That helps me stay cool. But beyond being in the water 24/7, I would say there are a couple things that we do every cruise, and the first one is we make sure that we pack a fan. I know that the cruise lines will loan those out to you, but they're limited. They're a limited supply, and because I know that we're going to need it, we make sure that we just bring our own.
And last time we brought 2 because we had 5 people in an oversized room, so it was like almost like a size of a suite. So we had plenty of space, and we decided 2 fans was necessary.
So now we have 2 traveling fans for cruises. We actually had 3 traveling fans for cruises, but we keep one. we keep one in our bedroom. So, and yes, we also have a ceiling fan, but
We live in Arizona. We're like basically on the sun. Sorry.
blizzards.
Yeah, like we're like dead half the time.
But another big thing that I would say to help keep you cool is make sure that you drink plenty of water. I know that people are all about their drink packages. They go and get their drink package, and whether it's a soda or a cocktail, those things usually aren't there to help you stay hydrated. But keeping hydrated helps you stay cool all the time. So this last cruise, I did not bring my,
They can't see you
yeah, they can't see me.
because we're frozen.
We're frozen. Sorry. But big Nalgene bottle, I know that they call them, what's the famous brand now?
The what?
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley's, insulated cups, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it. I don't own, oh, I actually do own a Stanley, but I don't use it.
I don't either.
My Contigo was far cheaper. But you could go up, grab as much ice as you want, fill it up, and then every place you go, if you have a drink package, go ahead and grab those bottles of water and then dump it in. It'll be nice and cold for you. And if you don't have a drink package,
Well, if you want to save the earth too, you don't need to dump bottles of water into your cup.
because you can go to the marketplace or Windjammer or whatever the buffet is, or where the water fill stations are, and you can fill those up.
But tell them about how you got smart several years back and started ordering bottled water for the room.
I kind of just said it.
Oh, you did? Oh, I missed
No,
it.
you just said it.
Oh, well, so yeah, we order bottles of water for the room, 2 24 packs or whatever for the 5 of us. And it usually gets us through a week cruising, but it's just really nice. We're huge water drinkers. I mean, I probably drink 100, we each probably drink about 180 ounces a day. So if you don't drink as much as us, it might not be as big of a deal for you, but especially in the hot weather and the heat, everybody should stay hydrated. So
Yeah, and we still grab bottled water when we're at the bars, and we still do that out on the deck. It's really just about the time that we're in the cabin.
yeah.
And we like to come back to the cabin, and we we catch up on our sleeping a lot during that time. So
Well, especially when the kids are at
kids camp.
kids club.
Yeah. All right. So if you have any tips yourself, if you want to go ahead and just put those in the chat, we love to hear other people's experiences. We're definitely not the experts on everything that is cruising. We just sharing, like,
You're just addicted. Like, I think that Carnival Cruise addicts, you should join that because you're an addict. There's like a 12-step process for you.
I mean, Chris and Liz are awesome. So
Our financial advisor would advise that you're an addict.
yes, but Chris and Liz, they do a great job, and they have lots of carnival content. So you should go check out their channel. You want to do this next?
Sure. So my favorite summer itinerary is, we're going to go into summer itineraries, and my favorite one is the Eastern Caribbean. And recently we've been cruising with Royal Caribbean, and I will say I have really enjoyed, what is it? Is it the Oasis class that we go on? Yeah, the Oasis class with the Central Park, the boardwalk. I just really love not feeling so confined as a typical cruise ships would be. It's certainly nothing like we've seen with Carnival. And so we've just really been enjoying. This is our second Royal Caribbean that we took the kids on out of New Jersey this past summer. So we did a week in New York and then New Jersey. It's a very expensive trip because it was for 2 weeks. But my favorite summertime cruise itinerary is to the Eastern Caribbean, St. Martin, St. Thomas. I loved Perfect Day at Coco Cay. It's still my favorite island. I know it's owned by Royal, but it's just such a beautiful place and fun times there. So
What about those places make it your favorite? What about the?
well, I love the
itinerary?
water. The water feels like bath water. It's so clear. The sand is amazing. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but it's just, I'm a fish in water. So I love to, and it's so accessible right off the ship. I mean, you literally do a little water taxi at St.
Martin.
Martin and go over, to that free beach there, and we were just hanging in the water with some drinks in our hand, and it couldn't have been better. St. Thomas, same thing, great snorkeling opportunities there. Great clear waters. So it's such a beautiful place. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, the Eastern Caribbean has been nice. I'm not sure.
We love Belize
nice.
too.
It's
We
been
love
nice.
Belize.
Yeah. There's some nice Western Caribbean. It's difficult for us to get over to the East Coast. We're from Arizona, so but it's been nice.
Five round trip airline tickets sets us back a little bit.
Yeah, it's been nice trying out some of the things on the East Coast. And I know most of our cruisers out there are from the East Coast. So
yeah.
It's not exotic to you probably. For us, it's exotic.
Is there a way to try to unfreeze us real quick?
I'm afraid that if I do that we're gonna lose our audio like we did last time. So we'll put that there for a second. You can see we're talking now. See, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be.
What's happening?
Okay. So I'm gonna talk about my favorite cruise itinerary during the summer, and we've done this cruise itinerary twice. And that is the Inside Passage for Alaska, heading north we headed north from Seattle one time and from San Francisco the second time. We did the Inside Passage for both. One was a 10-day itinerary and one was a 7-day itinerary. We ended up going to Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway, not Sitka. Skagway on both of those cruises, and Victoria, Canada. But the reason that I picked this as my favorite summer cruise is just the wonderful uniqueness of the landscape there. It really feels like you are very close to whatever maker you believe in. I'd say God, but whatever maker you believe in, that seems to be like the closest I've ever been in my life. We saw in one location, let's say it was Ketchikan. I'm not sure.
No, Ketchikan is catch what you can. That's the shopping.
Okay, then it was Sitka. In Sitka, the one time we went there, we saw probably like 50 or 80 bald eagles. Like
they were like pigeons.
It was literally like they were pigeons, but they were gigantic. Pigeons are much smaller, obviously, than bald eagles.
No, but I mean just like the plentifulness of them.
Yeah, so many of them.
And then in Juneau, we saw those humpback whales go up for a fishnet feeding. Oh.
You want to tell the viewers about what bubble net feeding is? So
bubble net feeding is when these large humpback whales circle underneath the water and they produce these bubbles. And they produce these bubbles to try to get the schools of fish to start rotating within the boundaries of the bubble. And then they somehow communicate because they're smarter than us. And they all come up at one time and they gather all the fish in their mouth to eat. And so it's called bubble net feeding. And we happened to be on this whale watching cruise, and we happened to get the only photo on the whale watching cruise of all of these whales. We should have been able to show that photo at this time, but
I've talked about it on our channel before, so we do have that video or that photo.
But it was all these whales coming up all at once.
It was so much more magnificent than like what a photo could show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it was 2025 and we had the camera and all of that, we would be like, we would be able to show it off a lot more. So
yeah.
And the ironic thing about that excursion, and we did that through Holland America. This was on a Holland America, our only Holland America cruise. But the ironic thing is they sold it as you're guaranteed to see whales. They said, "Oh, you're definitely gonna see a whale,"
and they kept showing us whales like really far away.
I was very skeptical. I was like,
yeah.
if the 8 mile away whale that you're trying to get us to see actually is the whale that we're guaranteed to see, we're gonna have a conversation about that. So
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was definitely an experience. Okay, so we've got Alaska, Eastern Caribbean, obviously Belize, because we also did do some really amazing snorkeling on in Ambergris Caye. We went to Belize on a cruise and we flew on a pedal jumper plane ourselves, not on an excursion to Ambergris Caye, and that was another like bucket list item. Just swimming with some Nerf sharks and a turtle that attacked my fin and lionfish, eels. It's amazing. Okay.
we were very adventurous on that. We were
We were with that Canadian couple who convinced us to go with them.
and we were younger than we are now. And I mean, it was not a ship. I wouldn't suggest you guys anybody doing this. It wasn't a ship sponsored excursion. But we flew somewhere after we got off
to another island.
We flew from Belize to an island of Belize. Anyway, I wouldn't suggest actually doing that, but it was really awesome.
We were on an adventure.
We definitely made it into an adventure.
We were young. We're not kids anymore.
Or not.
So, with that, Nick, do you have anything that you want to talk about, like excursions that are good for families, maybe?
Well, off of the Alaska train, talking about not actually going on the train. We didn't go on the train. We went and did gold panning and a dog.
Well, you know what? Before that, though, let's mention to our viewers, because with a family, it is a little more difficult. And we had my mom, she's not wheelchair bound, but she certainly has some disabilities and some mobility issues. And so we took her with us, and in Juneau, I ended up renting a car from Turo, a minivan, and the guy dropped it right off at the port. It was super easy for us to access, easy for my mom, to use a little walker's assistance to get to the van. And then in the van, he left us all kinds of places we could go see in Juneau while we were there. So we went to the glacier.
He left the address so you could put it into Google and
It was amazing. And he gave us binoculars. We went to the gardens. We went to St. Teresa Shrine.
We went to that one brewery. I forget the name of it.
I forgot the name of
Alaska
it too. Something.
Company. I don't know. It was just the St. Teresa Shrine was so wonderful. We really did like 5 excursions in one. And with the exception of the rainforest location, everything else was free admission. Right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have much of like an overhead cost beyond the Turo. The Turo with insurance,
it was like $100 or something.
But that included insurance.
Yeah.
So it was even less than that before.
And the cool thing is you're able to see so much of the landscape of Juneau in your own car. So anyhow, we'll try to find that Turo contact and see if we can add that to our channel at some point. But regardless, just look at Turo and Juneau and try to see if you can find a car, because that was a great solution with families. Okay, when's the best time to book a last minute summer cruise, Nick? You're my booker.
Last minute.
So you go to the 90-day.
I booked a cruise once. 6 days before the cruise? 5 days. 5 days
with the
before
kids.
The cruise. And we just went on, and it was a spring cruise. But if you're looking to go during the summer, I would say making sure that we're booking at least 4 months out. And no other reason other than if you're wanting to do it during the summer, that June or July timeframe, it's probably, if not the busiest, the second busiest time of the year to cruise, and it's hard to find like specific itineraries that you're specifically looking. So I would say making sure that you get it in within 3 or 4 months before the actual cruise itself. And we don't usually book far out, right? We usually book within 6 or 8 months of the cruise. Lots of people,
Sometimes we book far out.
lots of people book
The Jubilee we did.
2 or 3 years ahead of time. The Jubilee was our big long wait. We waited almost 2 years to go on the cruise. And life changed so much when it came around to time to actually go on the cruise. They're like, oh, this is the best time to go. But
We were also planning that with our reunion cruisers.
yeah, that was pretty cool. It was really awesome to see some of our friends from
10 years ago. Yeah. No, 15
15.
years ago. Yeah. What else do you got for us, Covert?
I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We really appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. Next time we come on live, we'll make sure that our video.
We have all this technology and we're still frozen. I have no idea.
I'm not sure what's happening. I think that the cord that I used is the problem.
We're gonna go with the cord. We're gonna go with the cord. It's not operator error, maybe. We'll go with the cord.
be operating.
I don't know. You're operating it, so
But I just want to say we're going to be oh my goodness, there they are. Hey, Chris and Liz, how are you doing? You can't hear us.
no, they said now I can hear.
Oh, okay.
They can hear us, they just can't see us because we're frozen in time.
No, it says they were doing it on replay. It was the other live. So we started this one over because our audio and
Technology.
video were not working, but here we are now just without video apparently. I'm not sure what's happening with that, but we did give you a huge shout out with this within here. We're very appreciative of your support. You guys do an awesome job in all your videos. So thanks so much for popping in here. It's really does. We really do appreciate it. And we're actually at the end of where we're gonna be, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we were gonna do some little like show and tells, and we can't show anything because our camera's frozen.
Yeah. So I apologize for that. You guys are awesome though. Hey there, how's it going?
I'm really sorry you guys get that video of us, that picture of us. So at least it's not the worst. Look, it's not the worst of us.
Now I'll put this one back up. It says Mr. Covert. I use this for my work outside of cruise videoing.
So when are we going live again next? Because we need to do this better next time with our video.
Absolutely. We're going to be live next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We have some more. We have a topic that we'll have pre-planned, but now we'll make sure that it's just we'll make sure that we're coming to you. And if you guys have things you want to talk about, we can just hang out and chill and talk about those things as well. But this week, tomorrow, we have a video coming out about Jamie's Italian restaurant. We're going to be highlighting a couple other restaurants
on Symphony of the
Seas, including Wonderland, Izumi, Hibachi, Izumi, their sushi. Sorry, I lost the word there. And then we're also gonna be looking at like Johnny Rockets. So we have a bunch of videos coming out this week. Check them out if they're interesting to you. We really appreciate that support with it.
Yes, and today we did have a podcast. That was really good. Oh, Wonderland. Yeah, since Cruising Complete mentioned that, Wonderland is not my favorite. I mean, I think it's an experience everyone should go to once. We've now done it twice because our kids weren't with us the first time, and they probably, other than the cotton candy, I don't know that they would go back again.
I would go back again just for the world dessert, the chocolate sphere thing. So we're a difference of opinion on that. It's definitely I'm not necessarily a sweets person all the time, but that thing is marvelous.
Yeah, Nick likes that.
Yeah. And we just want to say thank you so much, Cruise Complete, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Bill, with Warmstrong, Adventures. Thank you guys so much for coming in,
And Bob.
and Bob. Oh yeah, Bob. Thanks so much, Bob, for popping in. We really appreciate you guys giving us that support.
All right, guys, till next time, please like, subscribe, and comment your next cruise in the replay comments, because we'd love to hear where you guys are headed off to next. I know our financial advisor says we're not going anywhere soon next.
That's what our financial advisor says, but we'll find a way. We'll find
Nickel sell a kidney.
sell a kidney.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you around.
Have a wonderful Saturday, guys. Take care.
Bye.